Hey guys, I'm Justin and you're watching the JMK Garage. So if you've been following the channel for a while now, you may be wondering, where's the Dyna and why haven't I seen an update all winter long? So to answer that, I simply haven't found the motivation or budgeted for it. And to be honest, I've been hesitant to tear apart and fuck up a perfectly good running, low mileage motor like what's in that bike there. However, now that riding season is here, I've been sparked with a little bit of motivation to get this thing done. So I went ahead and purchased the remaining parts needed, including Wiseco pistons, S&S valve springs, and Kinetic gasket kit. I already had the Andrews TW55 cams and Feuling high flow billet oil pump sitting on the bench back there waiting to go in. However, these cams here require higher compression and stiffer valve springs to support them. Alright, so full disclosure, although I have experience building several engines, including air-cooled pushrod motors like my Volkswagens over there, this is my first time working on any Harley ever. So that goes without saying that anything I do or say here should not be taken as advice. I'm just your average gearhead here looking to build my Harley on a budget, hoping that it reliably makes more power than before. If you see anything that I'm doing wrong here or have advice, please drop a comment below. That may help the next guy watching, although unfortunately it may be too late to save mine from catastrophic failure, as I'll likely, or hopefully, be riding it by the time you're watching this video. So as I mentioned, this is my first Harley build and I'm doing it on a budget. Some of you may yell at the screen later on in the video to say that I should have welded the crank, sent the heads out for larger valves and porting, upgraded to an hydraulic cam chain tensioner, or just bought an S&S motor, or just upgraded to a new lowrider ST. But to be clear, I really don't care about your opinion. I'm doing this my way, on my budget, and aside from the cylinder boring, everything will be done with my hands, my tools, in my garage. I'll try my best to share all the expenses involved in this build with you at the end of the video. And if you're my wife watching, just turn the video off now. I don't want you knowing, you don't want to know, best to turn it off. Also, assuming everything goes well with the build, I will try my best to end the video with a comparison showing the performance increase on acceleration from before to now or after the build is done. And also, if I can find opportunity, I will try my very best to have this bike put on a dyno, even if it's not tuned on a dyno, to share with you the numbers after the bike is all built. My goal here with this build is about 90 horsepower, 90 pounds of torque, which I believe should be achievable considering people with similar builds have shared numbers of around 100 horsepower, 100 pounds of torque, which would be absolutely awesome. So let's see if we can get there. All right, so let's dive into it, get everything torn down, send the cylinders out to the machine shop to get bored to match the new pistons, slap it all back together, attempt to do some tuning on the Power Vision PV1B up there, and the important thing is crush some miles once it's all done. As always guys, thank you very much for watching the video. If you enjoy it, please give it a like. If you're not subscribed, please consider doing so, and we'll see you at the end of the video. No, buddy. No, because they stay there for dirt biking. I don't know who the fuck uses a Robertson on a Harley. Or on any bike for that matter, but whatever. front one comes out. Alrighty, so after a couple hours we got the bike completely tore down. As you can see, start with the tank, seat, exhaust, and pulled the rocker covers off, heads, jugs, got the cam out of there. And we checked the run out. It's at 5 thousandths, which I need to check, but I believe that's quite good. Alright, so checking the run out here on the crank, just to make sure that's not, fucked. So dial indicator's at 0 now, and do a full revolution. That's top dead center at 0. And we are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 thou. Need to check the specs, but I'm pretty sure that's right where you want it. Obviously you want it closer to 0, but it's within good range. And just to show more clearly there, top dead center, it is at 0, 5.5 thou. Doesn't quite hit 0, so 5 thou. Bike is a 2004, was an 88, so twin cam, early model. And there we got the parts pulled off, rocker covers are off, heads, all that. The throttle body, this bike is fuel injected, so we got that there. A little dirty inside there, so we'll get that cleaned up. We'll get all these parts here cleaned up, and the parts washer down there. I think we want to reuse these lifters. I know everyone says to get the heavy duty Screaming Eagle ones or S&S, whatever, but these ones here don't have any marks on. I know they are the lighter duty roller needles inside, so not the best, but still low miles, good shape. Heads there need to be cleaned up, and replace the valve springs. Pistons there look pretty good still. Jugs are down there, along with the pistons, to be sent out to probably CarQuest tomorrow to be bored out. The heads, I'm going to do the valve springs myself. Pretty simple. Got the tool over there to do it, and that only takes a matter of minutes. Get the carbon cleaned off. I'm not sure I'm going to do any porting just because I don't have any experience with these motors. So I'm not sure it's worth doing that and risking damaging or deteriorating the performance because of something I'm doing wrong. We'll get the fins all cleaned up to look nice. Same with on the jugs down there once they come back from the sheen shop. All the parts sorted out, need to be cleaned up with wire wheel or in the blast cabinet as appropriate. Over here we have the cam chest. As I mentioned earlier, I am not upgrading this to the hydraulic conversion. I know it's the better option and may regret it eventually, but for now, keep this on. Bike has 20,000 kilometers, and as you can see there, some signs of wear, but very minimal, and nothing on there really. Backside's a little hard to tell until we get the cams out, but looks to be minimal wear as well. So we'll get the Andrews cams in, get the Feuling high flow billet oil pump on, get those all put in, and hopefully have this bike back together within a week, 2 weeks tops, mostly dependent on the timing of the machine shop. But it's just a simple boring of 2 cylinders. Shouldn't be anything elaborate or time consuming. although it is spring, so I'm sure they are busy with all kinds of hot rod builds and everything else. So while they're out getting machined, we'll clean everything up, valve springs replaced, and reinstall the cam chest. And once we get the cylinders on, we can slap it back together and have it running within a couple hours. Alright, so as you saw, I stripped the bike down quite fast. An afternoon of wrenching, and it was stripped right down, bike and motor, ready for the rebuild. That was filmed about 2 weeks ago, and to be honest, I was expecting to have the bike back together and likely running by now, but due to a few setbacks, that got delayed a little bit. But I'm finally at the point now where I'm ready to reassemble. Over here, we got the new Wiseco Tracker pistons. Those were from Ace Mototech out of Milton, as well as the S&S Beehive springs. We got those right away, got them in, got the cylinders sent off to CarQuest in London here, the machine shop, who bored them out to match these. That was also done quite fast, less than a week. I had gone to Rocky's Harley Davidson to get the chain guides. A little disappointed because basically got laughed at for wanting to put the spring-loaded ones back in instead of the hydraulic. But again, told them I don't care. Those there from Harley, I was told would be a few $100. So I asked them to order in the drag Specialties. Those were supposed to be in within a week, and a week later went back in and was basically laughed at again and said it'd be another 3 weeks at least. So I went to Ace Mototech again, got those in within 2 days, picked them up, and unfortunately the cams that I got here from English Cycles garage sale, and my own fault because it was all clearance as is. It was supposed to be the Andrews TW55s, as you can see in the packaging there. Unfortunately though, they are Andrews 60Hs, which is a similar grind, slightly larger lift, but for the 07 and up, or 06 Dyna and up, twin cams. So those would not work on this. So again, Ace Moto to the rescue. I called them up, or emailed them yesterday asking for a quote on Feuling cams. Got the Feuling Reaper. Those are the 543 chain drive. And less than 24 hours later, Adrian called me up and they were in. So I got them installed there. The oil pump, that's the OE Plus from Feuling. Loosely on. New chain guides front and back. That there is ready to slide back in. So I'll get those slid into there, tighten down, put on the cylinders with the pistons at the same time or after that, and heads, get the lifters put in and keep at it. And today's Thursday, hopefully tomorrow, by the end of the day Friday or going into the weekend, we're gonna get this all back together and hopefully to the point where I'm ready to start it by the end of the weekend. Stay tuned. Alright, so a few more hours of wrenching and the bike is complete, I believe. Hopefully I'm not missing anything, but it's all back together. As you can see, top end's on, cam is back in, exhaust is polished up, seat, tank on, the fuel injection back on. You got nothing else left on the bench aside from the old cams and oil pump. Everything else is accounted for, so that's always a good sign. So let's get it dropped down, get some fuel in it, and attempt to start it up.
Falling down. No more falling down. I can feel it sometimes. 2 times. My mom's like, I feel the why was it not turning that?
The 95-inch motor build is done. Finished that up exactly a week ago. And I've taken it around the block, through town a couple times. But I'm nothing serious yet. So, I'm now ready to finally take it out for a true test. Including to Rocky's Harley Davidson to test it out in the dyno. If they have spots available. Tonight, starting at 5 p.m., there's Dyno Pulls for $20, first come, first serve. So, I'm gonna head over there, try to line up, and try to get on there in good time to see what kind of power this thing makes. I'm hopeful to see at least 90. Closer to 100 would be cool, but unlikely. So, fire it up, head over there. So hopefully you can hear me okay as I'm talking here through my DJI Mic Mini. Wife gave that to me for my birthday a couple weeks ago. Got it going into my phone here, separate from the Insta360. I found that just pairing the mic itself to the Insta360, it's way too overdone and distorted. So hopefully this sounds a little better. So I got the motor built last Friday night, week ago, and fired it up and ran good, not perfect. I made some adjustments myself to the fuel trims through here on the Power Vision PV1B, and it was definitely much better and rideable, but still a little sputtery at times. It still is to a certain degree. However, last night I got the tune from Fuel Moto for the engine specs. It's 95 cubic inch, 10.5 to 1 compression, 45 thousandths thickness Cometic head gasket, fueling 543 chain driven cams, stock heads, stock cylinders just bored out to match the Wiseco Track pistons, 2-in-1 exhaust, Bassani Road Rage 3, which I had last year, and the, I think it's R&S Big Sucker intake, or a knockoff of it of some sort. So, I told them what I have. They sent me a file. Unfortunately, it didn't flash, not compatible with this ECU, but I was able to copy and paste all the fuel trims and timing curves onto my pre-existing map through the WinPV app.
program on my laptop and downloaded it, worked fine, fired up last night, took it for a little spin, and she ran great. So far, feels good. Don't want to be too hard on it yet until it's broken in, and it's not a full motor rebuild. Bearings not done, bottom end's not done, so it doesn't need an extensive break-in, I don't think, but just enough to seat the rings, seat the valves properly. I lap those, clean the head up, but apart from that, and replacing the valve springs with the S&S beehive style, just the stock heads. Big shout out to Road Distributing. Last year I became a brand ambassador, and a month or so ago they sent me this Bell SRT modular helmet here to test out, and yeah, just it's payment, I guess, for spending time to help promote their items. Got some D-cell pumps, so I may need to increase the fuel on the D-cell and timing too a little bit. That's nothing too hard. Now that is not wide open throttle, just easing onto it. Wide open there, and it certainly pulls harder than it did before. To be expected, but good sign. I made comments about this bike feeling like a tractor before, a lawnmower, and in a way it did. That's what it felt like, certainly compared to my sport bike. It had good torque, top end was just dead. But it's definitely opposite of that now. Bottom end, maybe a little bit less power, but not noticeably. Top end definitely pulls smoother, doesn't taper off as fast. So far she's going good. Tuning isn't exactly perfect, but it's not terrible. Obviously dyno tuned or a target tune would be better on this. Target tune is over 800 bucks. Dyno tune you're probably looking at close to that. So for now I'll keep playing around with it. Let's give it a little punch. And you? Good.
He's doing a Dyno Pull or? He's gonna.
If I can.
Yeah, for sure. Just park it right over there behind that orange one or beside it.
Alright, is there a long list or no?
No, you're second.
Alright, perfect.
Am I cool to stay here?
Are you cool to go on the dyno?
No, I'm not gonna do that. I don't need to be the lowest number.
Yeah, you just put it like kind of beside this.
Yeah.
Is that your car?
That's his car, son of a bitch.
Park right there. Let's go.
sign up.
He's gonna come out in a couple minutes and get you guys one wheel to start. About another 10 minutes.
Don't need to. I'm not making power anymore.
Bet you 92,
Think so?
92, 98, 98, 92, 98.
I'd be pretty pumped. But I doubt it.
I thought, for the money he was asking, I wasn't going to spend that much money on a bike. It's better to be shiny, and I got my wood.
Yep.
Now I got
Nice.
Got a good sound with that 2-in-1.
Thanks.
Now, did you fuck with that going down the road?
What's that?
87 horsepower, 96.
Okay. 87 horsepower, 96 foot-pounds.
Ooh, I was only 2 off.
Yeah. I
That's what I just seen on the screen.
I just rebuilt it myself last week.
Yep.
Just got running last night, basically. Alright.
I wasn't too far off.
No. Not bad for just. No, it's 95.
Still.
But it's not It's just a can tune from Fuel Moto last night. Put on.
I told you it'd almost be 90.
Yeah, that's cool.
Their can tunes are okay.
It's not great.
You could hear it spitting a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little lean still. Runs okay.
I mean, you can auto-tune one a bunch, but it's only auto-tuning.
I can't, I don't know. No, I have to buy the auto tune. That's $900.
I mean, a dyno tune's $650 plus tax?
Yeah, or just do a dyno tune. Yeah. How much more do you think you get out of there? An extra 5? 10 at most?
Yeah, you'd really, honestly, through here, like, your torque's pretty good there. I'm gonna guess, like, it's not horrible. You might pick up
Kind of flattens out a bit there.
a couple more. This could be heads.
It's stock heads though.
Yeah, so this is probably heads here on the torque. As far as the horsepower goes, it's pretty decent. You might pick up, you know, because you're diving off when it's redlining.
Yeah.
You might pick some up here, some up here. I'll get a higher peak that's back a little bit, more usable.
Yeah.
What gear do you do it in? We do them in, so as close to 1-to-1 as we can. So this one, it's 5 speeds. Or
4. Or 5th?
Probably 5th.
Okay.
I'd have to.
Guys, so if you can hear me, just heading home now from Rockies. Put this thing on the dyno, and 87.4 horsepower, I think it was, 96 foot-pounds of torque. Pretty impressed with those numbers. Considering it's not even tuned properly, it's just a can tune, so certainly get more out of that. Closer to the 100 horsepower, or at least 95 horsepower, 100 some foot-pounds of torque. Pretty pumped about that. And as I'll share in the video, buddy Chris put his bike in the dyno. It took him a lot of convincing, or it took a lot of convincing on my part for him to do it. You didn't want to be discouraged with the numbers of a stock 96, but pretty impressed. 72 horsepower, I think it was 80 some foot-pounds of torque. Certainly some good numbers too. Would have liked to stick around to see that turboed road glide go on, but gotta go home. The wife and kids for supper. I was supposed to be doing a tour out to Royal tomorrow for a Highway Heathen stunt show. Unfortunately, that's canceled due to weather. But do some more cool stuff with this bike this summer. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching through to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. And subscribe if you haven't done so already. Give a like, drop a comment on your thoughts on this build, and we'll catch you next time. Alright guys, so the Dyna's been on the road for about a month and a bit now, with the new 95-inch build, and so far it's been working great. Only have about 1,000 kilometers on it now after the build, but we'll keep putting more on throughout the summer. So anyways, I'm still working on the final video to show the whole build and the performance gains, assuming there are some, and I trust that there are based on the dyno numbers and the feel of the bike. But we'll go out here and put a few miles on it using the GoPro to capture the data on speed. So get the bike on. Got the new Insta360 X5 here. A little nervous because last time I was filming on this bike, I lost my old one and it was destroyed. So hopefully it doesn't happen with this one because it's about $1,000 almost. So we'll go to the same road as we used last time for testing. It'll be third gear, 50 kilometers an hour to red line or limiter, and fourth gear, 60 kilometers an hour to limiter. And we'll compare that to the bike as I bought it, and then last year. And that there was a 22% gain, I believe. In third gear, 7 or 11% gain. In fourth gear. Performance on the dyno, numbers are 87 horsepower, 96 foot-pounds of torque. I've done a few adjustments since then, so it might be a little bit higher. Maybe about 90, 98, 100, 90 and 100. So that's about a 50% horsepower increase and 35% torque increase over the stock numbers for an 88-inch motor. So should see gains of approximately, well, hopefully above the 22% on stock. So thinking anywhere around 35 to 50% increase in acceleration. So we'll get out to the road, do those tests, and upload videos and compare. First gear, second gear, third gear, and third gear we're going to do from just 50, which is lugging quite a bit. So we'll wait till we get around the bend here, past the railroad tracks, and then give her shit. And pull over, let a few cars go by, give us lots of space to do the test here. Alright, first gear, second, third, fourth. a little 0-60. Try a little burnout here. These Shinko 777s are pretty damn sticky, hard to get spinning. Obviously they spin good in the dirt there.
Alright guys, so that brings the video nearly to the end here. The bike's running good, the build is complete. It's been a few months now since I've started the build and got to the point of recording this. Bike is performing very well, reliably, no issues at all yet. So before I do bring it to the end, I'd like to share with you the costs associated with finishing off this build, as I mentioned I would at the start of the video. So cylinder boring was $480, Wiseco piston kit was $395, S&S valve springs were $266, Kinetic gasket kit was $192, Feuling oil pump list was $428, but I bought that from a garage sale new and it was $10. Cam chain tensioners were $79, the Feuling 543 cams, as I mentioned I had to buy those because the Andrews TW55s I bought from the garage sale wouldn't work in this bike. So the Feuling cams were $644, and that brings a grand total to $2,067 Canadian, and that includes our 13% HST tax here in Canada. So that's the equivalent to exactly $1,500 US dollars. Not bad to bring the 88-inch up to a 95 with significantly increased power. Also I did the forks and seals there. So fork seal kit was $5 from the garage sale, list was $85. The Legend 39mm plus 4 cartridges there, list was $1,474. I paid $25 cash, again brand new from the garage sale. And the 20-weight fork coil I used in there was $29, the most out of everything there. So grand total of that was $59 Canadian with the 13% HST tax, the equivalent to $43 US. So in total there is $1,543 US dollars for the work I did to get the bike where it is over the last few months. So as you saw in the video, good performance gains both on the dyno and on the street. Also consistently laid down some good quarter mile times of 12.2, 12.5 when it's warm. So overall, I'd say I'm very happy with how everything went. The build was very easy, straightforward, good dyno results, good results on the street, awesome quarter mile time. Overall, pretty happy with the bike. So thank you very much for watching. If you stuck through the end of the video, again, thank you very much. Any comments, whatever, if you like the video, give it a like. If you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. Anything you can do to help promote the growth of this channel and allow me to continue doing these builds to make this content for you. So again, thank you very much for watching. Ride safe. Catch you next time, guys.